Okay, let's get to the point. This is our Deathbattle 2024 and 2025 ranking. Should I have waited for Ash vs Yugi? Probably. Am I going to? No. Let's get to the point. I'll probably do a side video for Ash vs Yugi. Now, appraising. Not putting it in B, maybe, yeah. Omni-Man versus Bardock. Now, this is a controversial one. A very controversial one. Not many people liked it. I knew it was wrong. Yeah, there's no way Omni-Man is beating Bardock. That's just... One can destroy a planet, debatably. One can scale to a person that just wipes them away with his hand. But that's not the point. The point is it a good episode? I'm probably going to upset people because it kind of is. It's not the best. Not a fan of his animation style, though. It doesn't really work outside of humour. And Deathbattle, I don't think he just doesn't do it very well. I couldn't animate like him. I do like some of his animations. Ganondorf vs Dracula is one of my favourite versus things on YouTube in general, and possibly one of my favourite fights of Deathbattle. So he can do it. It's just this one, not so much. I would say a solid B tier because it's fun. It has its moments. Bardock saying shit as he gets slapped by the Uzuru's tail after Omni-Man ripped it off is just really fun. The "I will not let you take me from my world" scream is just brilliant. I don't remember the animation basically at all outside of that. I don't remember the analysis either. All I remember is the Sun Disc, and that just exploded onto a meme on Reddit. Which, to be fair, the Sun Disc meme was pretty funny. But other than that, there's not much to say about it. I don't necessarily remember the episode. I certainly didn't want to watch reactions to it, as everyone was so upset. There's a difference between watching people be salty over something and watching people be salty over something that you should be salty about. If people are getting up in arms about something that's right, then you can laugh at them. If somebody's getting up in arms about something that is wrong, then you laugh with them. So, But I'm sure we'll get better with the next one. Joker versus Giorno. Now, I do like this one, mainly because I have no idea who half of these characters are, basically, in this entire thing. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. But Joker versus Giorno is an interesting one. I know nothing about either series, so I know more now because I had to do Dio versus Springtrap. Go watch that, by the way. Still pretty proud of that one. But it's not the best. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of sprite fights because sprite fights sort of seem to me like lame man's version of a death battle. They're sort of the cheap ones that you like, okay, we'll make one easily and we'll do a sprite. I'm sure it takes a long time to do. It's just not my favourite animation style. However, it's definitely better than Omni-Man vs Bardock by a long shot. Is it an A tier though? I'm not sure. I don't remember much about the analysis segments. It was pretty short. I remember the gorilla and the gorilla's worst nightmare joke. That's basically it. I think they should have explained how Gold Experience is weak to ice, and that nullifies its life-changing effects, which is why he turned into Gold Experience Requiem in the fight, because Jack Frost neutralized it, which would have made much more sense. I didn't know that at the time, and I just thought, I guess that was really powerful, but no, there's a reason, which I feel like you should explain why what happens. To be fair, I think I've fell victim to that once before. Sin vs Icon is not my favourite thing that I've made, but I feel like it's definitely better than Omni-Man vs Bardock, but not by much. Omni-Man vs Bardock is wrong, but it's still an animated fight, a 3D animated fight, and that's much more akin to what I like to watch. But I can't deny that Joker vs. Giorno is just the better animation, the better analysis. And also we got That's Right Boomstick back in it, so, you know, take what we can get. Now, I think I accidentally flipped these, but it's fine because I want to talk about this heap of shit first. Kratos versus Asura. So, okay, well, I'm not going to skip past it, but Kratos versus Asura, or whatever you want to call him. I was rooting for Kratos, so I was happy about that. It's just, you could have done more. You could have done so much more. It didn't even feel like him at that point. Just felt like you're slapping action figures together, which, to be fair, that's what Deathbattle is. But still, I mean, again, shows you why I don't necessarily like all of Devil Artemis' stuff. It feels like it has no weight. You can feel the hits at the start, but then after that, it just sort of becomes toys. And that's not what I want in a Deathbattle. I want to make sure I feel every single hit. I want to make sure I feel every single attack. I don't want to go, oh, that must have tickled. Kratos versus Asura is wasted potential incarnate. It could have been so much better. And now we will probably not get another one for who knows how long. So let's just leave it at D. And remember that it could have been better. And it isn't Devil Artemis' fault. I'm not attacking Devil Artemis. Devil Artemis got a bad script and then had to make a bad fight out of that bad script and tried to save it last minute. And he tried. And that's all I can really say about it. He's fumbled worse, let's be honest. Like, look up Jason versus Michael over there. That could have been brilliant, but he was going through it that time. So you can't blame the guy on his failures if they didn't really have anything to blame on. But that's enough about him. Let's go into something animated by somebody I really love. Bowser vs. Eggman. I was rooting for Bowser. I will not deny that I was very excited when Bowser won. But do I even need to explain why this is the best Deathbattle ever? I don't. Because it's Bowser vs. Eggman. It's fully animated by Moro, hand-drawn, everything. The analysis are fun. They feel like they should have possibly hyped up Eggman a little more, because as I'm watching all the reactions and everything, all I'm seeing is a lot of people see Bowser just can't lose. And to be fair, whilst I do think it is a bit more stompy for Bowser than a lot of people think it is, not saying that the fight isn't close, it's just I don't necessarily see how Eggman wins, but I do think this is possibly my favourite Deathbattle, and that's why it goes into S tier. So we've got an S, a B, and a D. What is the deal with you? Not saying, honestly, I think it's A tier. Fall Guys vs Among Us is stupid, completely ridiculous, but it's fun. And at the end of the day, that's what Deathbattle is meant to be. It doesn't matter if it's adrenaline or watching your favourite character be your favourite character. All that matters is that Deathbattle is fun. And if Deathbattle isn't fun, then it's bad episode. A la Kratos vs Asura. This one was stupid fun, and stupid fun allows you to be a good episode. And of course, the animation is brilliant. The fight went so much harder than I thought it realistically would have. I think the fact that Fall Guys ended up being like really brutal at the end of the day was fucking funny. Absolutely brilliant. There's not much to say about it. Again, it's stupid fun. A tier. Now, what the hell is about this one? Ghost Rider versus Spawn. Ghost Rider versus Spawn is it's a sprite fight. It's a good sprite fight. They blocked the video because of Spawn's potty mouth. That's really funny to me. Which then had to make it cut. After the cut, honestly, top of B tier. Before the cut, A tier. I know that's such a drastic change for just a tiny little detail, but it completely ruins basically half the fight because the fight's short. Actually, is it better? I don't know. The fight is short, And if the fight's short, every tiny little moment counts. Every bit builds up to the best part of a fight. I think it is brilliant. But I always have that little... I think it will just be below this one and not above it, actually. There's always that tiny little detail that just goes... Why did they have to do that? Why did they have to do that? And that's why I'll still put it above Among Us vs Fall Guys because it's fun analysis. Do I necessarily agree? Not really. But then again, I don't care. All I know is it made me think Ghost Rider was weaker than what he was. But then I was like, oh, well, it must be stronger than... You wouldn't know. It's a long story. There was a whole befuffle about Ghost Rider in my own personal stuffs, which I haven't released to the public, and I don't think I ever will, because I don't think you would want my original characters on Fiery Throwdown anytime soon, would you? Especially if they won. That would make me seem so pretentious. But for now, Ghost Rider vs Spawn is A tier. Mainly because its track is definitely helping it. I haven't talked about the music much, so I might as well do that afterwards. Yes, Mahito vs Shigaraki is... I don't know either of them. I know Mahito a bit more now, but I don't know either of them. I've never seen either of the shows. I like them. Mahito vs Shigaraki is a fun episode. It is really intense. We got Akane. Akane came from the episode. Akane is my favourite joke from the community. It's just so stupid, and everyone basically just adopted her as their own, like, yes, this is our Deathbattle queen or whatever. I'll put the image up in editing. I don't know who made it. I think they put a watermark on it, but this is exactly what I see in my head. This is Akane at her best. Not saying any other versions of Akane, like the one with the red wheel or whatever, is bad. Actually, there's a site script I made with her, actually. I think. Yeah, I made a fight script with her once. Don't think she won, though. Anyway, I love Mahito vs Shigaraki because it's so perfect. It's the most dangerous game of tag, if you think about it. And I love it. It's simple. Again, and my reasonings for death battles being good are because they're simple and they're fun. Of course, then I look at Bowser's Eggman and I think, yeah, no, because that is anything but simple. But Mahito vs Shigaraki, I think, like, it's simple. It's a fight that you look at and you think, yeah, I see, I get the point. And then you actually watch the fight and it's animated by Moro. Brilliant animation, brilliant fight, brilliant soundtrack. Skin Deep is brilliant. It's just overall brilliant, which is why it goes in S tier. Now, a controversial pick for S tier. I just wanted to see my boy Doomslayer win. I'm going to be honest, that's why I voted for him. And I'm starting to regret that, because I think Shadow vs Mewtwo probably would have actually been really, really good. But I did watch Doomslayer tear Master Chief apart, which is exactly what I wanted. I would have preferred Kratos for him. I would say I prefer Dante for him, but I don't think that's going to happen for a while. Considering we just got him, which, yes, that's in here too. I don't remember much. I think the episode itself was kind of ruined because there's so much promotion for the fucking plushie that it feels like so in your face that he's like, oh, come on, I get it. Can we watch the fight now? And for Devil Artemis, brilliant. Absolutely amazing. It's not his best work. I still think Ganon vs Dracula is over it. It's not his... It's nowhere near his worst, though. This is so good. I cannot fathom how much I like this fight. And then they ruin it with the line at the start, which is just... It cringes me out. I don't like it. Which, every time I have to watch a reaction to it, I skip over it. Just... Ugh. Horrible. But... It's just... It's what we wanted. It's a gunfight. We wanted a gunfight between two super soldiers, and we got one. It's just so one of them happened to be God. You know, can't fault him for being that. So it goes into S tier, despite being a stomp. Oh, Simon versus Kyle. I think a lot of people are going to be angry at where I'm putting it. I didn't really like Simon versus Kyle. The fight is okay. The characters are okay. The music is fucking brilliant. Everything else is just sort of mid. I think it works for what it wants to be. I love Simon the Digger. Kyle's sort of meh to me. Simon is like the upper echelon of meh, because the characters you don't know, right? But then there's characters you don't know that you think, okay, they're cool. Simon's one of those characters. I would never watch Gurren Lagann. I've been warned off of it by a lot of people that I know, mainly just because they said it's boring, and if it's boring, I don't care. Then again, I did watch Singular Point and say it's peak fiction, so, you know, maybe I will like it, but I will likely not watch it for the foreseeable future. And I think I want Simon on the show. I want to put Simon on Fiery Throwdown, probably against Godzilla Ultima, but I don't think a lot of people would like me putting Simon into a stomp match against him, because he's not winning there. So I like it. I think the episode's good. I just don't really mind it. I don't like it as much as most people, because a lot of people praise it as the best thing ever, and it's not. It just ain't. Simple as that. Bowser vs. Eggman is there. And then there's another one. Honestly, I kind of forgot we had Wily versus Tom. It wasn't that good. It was like, it exists. Probably above Joker versus Giorno. Not as good as Simon versus Kyle. Well, that's saying something considering what you just heard from me. Again, everything nowadays can't be bad. It has to at least be mid. Because you look at the old death battles and you think, oh, well, this is clearly better. And yes, it is. Bar one. Bar maybe two, but you're not going to like what I do with that. Wily versus Tom is the most nothing burger out of the nothing burgers here. It has the funny little moments that we wanted. It has a little laugh. The analysis segments were better than the fight. That shows you how much I like this one. I am all about the fight. Every single one. I can look at those shitty little people that like put up, oh, we'll just watch the fight, because to be fair, if you do that, you're stupid. But it doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, because if I can watch the fights over and over again, I'll never get bored of them. This one, I do not care. It exists. Simple as that. It exists. Zilch. Nada. Nothing. Wily winning? Yeah, I was happy with that. The funnest part about this was the wars on Reddit. There was so much fun on Reddit, where you can see everyone like making them look like war criminals. Like, you don't ask where Wily was back in 1945 or something like that, or 1944, I don't know. But you know, it exists. There's been a lot of episodes here that are just, yeah, they exist. I like them. I don't like them. Simple as that. I'm going to get strong opinions soon. There's going to be one that you probably know I'm not so happy about. But until then, oh boy, everything I said about Tom versus Wily, except some people have agendas for it. And, you know, watching Hoodie Dude try and hype up Miles Morales before he gets murdered is pretty fun. There's things that set it back. There's a lot of things that I don't remember Miles' analysis. I barely remember Deku's analysis. I just remember the fight, and the fight was okay. There was no weight to it. Mora was animating it, so it already looks beautiful. And then the end of the fight left a lot of people confused, including some of the people that I watched it with. So it's not the best. But I would say it's above. Actually, I would say Wily versus Tom is above it, because Wily versus Tom has some of the funnest analysis segments of all of them. Possibly all of them. So I don't wanna put it below it, because I like the analysis segments. They're really fun. So it's gonna go below Wily versus Tom. But Wily versus Tom isn't gonna go above Simon versus Kyle. Oh dear. Okay. Hulk versus Godzilla. I do not care about what people say to me for putting this anywhere below A. But I will tell you this. I am making my own because I was not happy with this. That wasn't Godzilla. That was something in a Godzilla suit that tried to act like Godzilla. That wasn't Godzilla. Ultima looked brilliant. Ultima was amazing. This is my favourite character ever. Absolute, bar none, my favourite character. Jigsaw. Bar none, outside of my own characters, Godzilla Ultima is my favourite character. And they made him stand still for basically 3 days. I am not happy with this fight. The fight is boring, the analysis weren't good, but I don't want to let my bias get in the way. Because if you do that, you can't criticise something without sounding like a dick. And I don't want to do that. Because if that happened to me, I'd be upset. So why would I do that to someone else? Hulk vs. Godzilla is personal. But I don't want to let that ruin it. I don't think it's good. But I don't want to say it's bad. Because, again, everyone looked so happy when they were doing it. I'm thinking, why can you be so happy when you've made something so bad? But now I've looked back at it, it's okay. The reason I understand why they made Hulk win. I wouldn't have done that personally, but I understand why they did. They made it seem like Hulk was the only person that could possibly beat Godzilla because of the way he works, even though Godzilla can just see the future and just spawn camp him for all of eternity. But that's different. I think with what they've done, I will be happy with it. I'll be happy with their opinion because it's not the end all be all. We can move on. It was okay. It was good. But it ain't. It's not any of these. It's not any of the good ones. It can stay where it is and where it belongs, in C tier. Now from mid, the worst of mid to the best of best, I liked Ruby vs. Mecha more than Bowser vs. Eggman. Why? There's not really a reason to it. I think the music was also, music. Adagio version, Death in Bloom, is just, oh, it's heavenly. Ironic, considering what the track name is, but it is heavenly. I think this was brilliant because I went into this, looked at both Ruben versus Mecha, and I was like, I don't want either of them to die because I want to hug them. They are so adorable. They look so cute. They in a normal way, they look completely adorable. And I don't want any of them to get hurt. I'm not going to send a puppy and a kitten into a death battle. This is that. But they were respectful to Monty Brilliant. They were... The fight was so beautifully animated. I can't be mad at anything. If I was the guy, poor guy who put $1,300, I think, US dollars on Ruby winning, hats off to you, mate. Hats off to you. I would do the same. I would do the same for Godzilla. But alas, I think it was good. They got it right. Even downplaying her, they got it right. And I don't think I would change anything. It was possibly my favourite death battle. Because it's just so... This is a death battle. This is what death battle stands for. Almost more than Goku vs Superman 3. This is a perfect death battle. And I don't think anything can change that for me. Of course it's a stomp, but it feels so much more respectful than, I don't know, a certain something I know. I think it is possibly one of my favourite death battles ever. And now going into one of the most mid ones, Buffy versus Blade. Who's Blade? Who's Buffy? I don't know. I watched it anyway. Waste of live action, honestly. I'm going to say that. Just, I would have preferred basically any other matchup for Halloween in live action. We got a guy from Marvel because we needed another Marvel character this season. We needed another Marvel character. But, you know, it's fine. Because I'm sure something that I like to come along eventually. Ash versus Yugi. Buffy versus Blade, it exists. The fight was okay for live action. Brilliant. They had gore in it, which is perfect because you need gore. It's a death battle. Buffy versus Blade, though, is ironically B tier. I don't think it was... I don't remember much of it. I would have preferred Ghostface versus Fisherman. I would have preferred Freddy Krueger versus Pennywise. I would have preferred them do a run back of Jason versus Michael Myers. But this was not it. Not bad. By all means, it's a fun fight because it's long. Blade sounds like so stupid. But I can understand why he did, because of the prosthetic fangs in his mouth for the whole time would be a nightmare to talk in and act like a ninja. Though, and also Neon Ash was just kind of meh. Not very good music, not very good fight, not very good analysis. And then they told us we were going to be, oh look, a guy I know, and barely, and a guy I've never even heard of. Although Dante versus Clive was amazing. Dante versus Clive is... music's brilliant. The analysis is probably my favourite analysis this whole season. I think this is another one of those you could call your perfect death battle. Bowser versus Eggman, Ruby versus Maka, Clive versus Dante, Goku versus Superman. Not 1 or 2. Those were shit. I don't care what you say. Goku vs Superman 1 is definitely way past its prime. And I mean, that's going to get me slaughtered, but hey, you know, it's fine. Mountain level Goku. Dante vs Clive is all you really need in a death battle, ain't it? Two guys that do the same thing and they have similar powers. Brilliant soundtrack, brilliant fight, beautifully animated. Torian is my goat. And hey, Clive had Ultima in his game. I started rooting for him. He won. Who would have guessed? It's almost like Ultima makes you win anything. But that's different. Dante vs Clive is S tier because it deserves it. Arguably not as much as the other two, but I feel, because again, recency bias, it might end up being top of A tier. I don't think Mahito vs Shigaraki can beat it out. I don't think Doomslayer vs Master Chief can beat it out. But hey, you know, you get what you give them. And I think now that Pokemon's finally coming back to Death Battle, probably could have had it come earlier with Mewtwo vs Shadow. I should have done that. But in the end, we've got what we were given. Now let's move on to the music side of things, shall we? Because, well, I mean, might as well. Music-wise this season, the answers are a bit different. So, first of all, let's find what's the worst one this season. Railway is horrible. It's just and that's it. It's 6 minutes of complete and utter boredom. Let's get another one, which is basically that. Hulk vs Godzilla, now in the tier that I would have put it originally after watching it. Madness of the Monster sounds like a Godzilla film, which is brilliant, but this ain't a Godzilla film, is it? It's a death battle, and death battle musics are fast-paced, aggressive, get your adrenaline pumping. This one makes me want to sit down and watch 1954 Godzilla again, which I haven't, so I don't know how I'm going to do it again, but you get the point. This one makes me want to watch Godzilla -1. This one does not want to make me watch Ultima somehow get beaten by a green blob, but that's a different story. Madness of the Monster is boring. It's good for what it's meant to be, but I would never listen to it in my own time. Same for Sussy Beans, which is just stupid, by the way. I can't believe they actually called it that. It's good for what it is, but it's not good for listening. Now, I think all of the others are... Oh, wait, no, we got Neon Ash. Okay, so Neon Ash also goes in D tier because, again, it's nothing. No vocals, nothing, just there. It's just, it's a high, it does its job. To be fair, I'm putting it in seated because it does its job. It's high paced. You can debatably listen to it in your own right. They've got the little guitar riff at the end, and then Buffy said the stupid line, but it's got the nice little guitar riff at the end, all that. Hey, nice. And then you stop listening to it because you're never going to listen to it again because it's boring. Oh, almost forgot. Wild Tomfoolery. I have never even listened to this song in its entirety. It's just a cartoon song. Simple as that. There's no reason to listen to it in your own time because you don't listen to the Looney Tunes soundtrack in your own time, do you? And if you do, stay the hell away from me. Now, another one. March vs. Doomsday. Honestly, I listen to this sometimes. Actually, I listen to this a decent amount of times when I'm in the car and I don't want to play my more like anime girly stuff. Don't ask. I don't really want to listen to that when I'm in a populated car, so I just put on something that everyone can enjoy, and this is something everyone can enjoy. Halo to Hell, it's alright, it's a good track. No vocals, except for the rip and tear that doesn't even sound like rip and tear. I didn't even know that's what it was trying to do, except for the fact, it's Doomsday, so that must be. So why wouldn't you actually say rip and tear? Doesn't make sense. I just made a really funny face and you couldn't see it. Why would I do that? Anyway, now I don't think we have a banned track left. All of the rest are alright. They all have vocals, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Because if it's a death battle, you want a vocal track. Simple as that. Now, Give Up, the song. It's alright. I listened to it a lot as it was coming out. I think I've got to put it in B tier, but below that, it's not got the same intensity. It works character-wise, but that's not what I listen to them for. I listen to them because I want to enjoy them. And there are some here that I definitely enjoy. But it exists. And also, why does Bardock still say another gross bug planet when we're in the track? Why would you keep that in? It just doesn't make sense. Requiem for a Thief is very good. I like it. I sometimes listen to it in my own right. Joker vs. Jordan is something I would not listen to in my own time. The Requiem for a Thief, it's not my thing, but it's such a good song and it's so persona-ified that you have to put it in A tier because you can't deny that it's a brilliant song, can you? Bowser vs. Eggman or Game Over is not a good song, but it's a good song. You know what I mean? The track is brilliant. The lyrics, well, I don't think I would listen to it in public, but it's definitely a good song. It does what it's meant to do. It's very Bowser and Eggman themed because you don't know if shell means Bowser's shell or an eggshell, so you get the point. Like turtle, egg. It exists. It's not as good as Requiem for a Thief because Requiem for a Thief I feel like is a better song. I think it's crazy that they got the same guy who did, what was it? The Devil May Cry song, the I Am the Storm That Is Approaching, that one. The one that everybody loves that I think is alright. I feel like it's good that they did that, but not my thing. Honestly, it's a good song, which is why it's an A tier, but it's not my thing, which is why it's not in S tier. What do I do with You? I think it's good. I'll put it above that, but I don't know if it's that good because what was it? Ghost? What is the track name called? The one that Ghost in the Black. Oh no, Devil's Angels. That's what it was called. Ghost in the Black is something they scream through the song. I don't like very intense songs sometimes. I don't like very screamy songs. You would not like my ranking on Blood Moon, but I do not like very intense, screechy songs. But this one is alright. It's okay. It's not very screamy. There's only like a few moments that I remember are slightly aggressive and grabby. Which makes sense, they're two demons, that's kind of what you have to do with those sort of tracks. But in the end, it's okay. It's another Bad for Segment situation. Sometimes I'd listen to it, but most of the time I think it's okay. And it's okay. It's A tier because it's a good song, but it's not S tier because I wouldn't necessarily outright listen to it. Skin Deep is above all of them because I think it's really unique. It's all in Japanese, which, to be fair, means I don't really understand what's going on. They're both from Japan, so it makes sense. But I'm not necessarily too up in arms about it. I think it's better than the rest in the tier because I listen to it sometimes and it tickles my brain in the right way. Probably with specifically really creepy hands because that's their gimmicks. But I'm not too keen on it. Not in S tier, but I think it's okay. So it's in A tier. Everything, which probably would say why isn't A tier and B tier, then it's just I tier them. Is never would listen to, put in background, sometimes listen to when I feel like it because it's genuinely something that's actually in my playlists. And then S tier is something I listen to religiously, which there isn't many in Deathbattle anymore. I think Brandon Yates' commissioned tracks are actually more filled up my playlist than the actual Deathbattle tracks, which is pretty funny. I'm thinking of maybe commissioning one myself one day, but who knows? I'm probably all too broke to do that, and if I am, I'll probably use it for a Fiery Throwdown at one point. Now, let's get into the track that's actually amazing. Simon vs. Kyle, S tier. Why? Because it's Will of the Drill, but better. How do you make a better version of Will of the Drill? It's insane. I love it. I think the track is amazing. I don't think it's the best. But I do listen to it on my own. Spiraling galaxies in my mind lead me out to the Mars vs. Deku. I think I'm not actually going to do that yet, but you get why it's S tier. Don't have to explain further. This one, surprisingly, What's Up Dangerous, the other one. What is this one? What is this one called? Jason Detour. You Say Danger. That's what it is. You Say Danger is alright, but it's also brilliant. I think the lyrics at the start start to get weird, but then you start getting the Spanish in, you start making it more intense, and I listen to it sometimes because I'm thinking, oh, this is really good. Ironically, I don't listen to it as much as some of the ones down here, but every time I do, I think, why don't I listen to it more? Because it's got that feel to it. You like the little trills that sort of soothe your brain whilst you drink out of a puddle like a scared horse. You know what I mean? No? Well, you're weird then. I'm not weird. Shut up. Moving on. Yeah, this is the best one this season. Adagio version, Death in Bloom. The screaming of I wish you could see me now. I think it's beautiful that the song, they even reference the fact that not only is Ruby's mother gone, but also now Ruby's creator is gone. With the I Wish You Could See Me Now, and that is such a beautiful piece of music and so emotional that I cannot not put it in S tier. Recency bias puts it up quite high, but the fact that the devil within screams a weapon that controls its wielder like that's a good lyric definitely doesn't make it S tier. Because that's not what either of these do, I don't think. So I'm not 100% sure, outside the fact that E3 once sort of wasn't controllable by Clive, but he is now, so it doesn't make sense. Why would you put that as a lyric? That irks me so much. But to be fair, when you get to the bits that aren't screamy, because there are a lot of screamy bits in this, which again makes sense, they're sort of intense characters, it becomes so it becomes so harmonious that you can't not put it in S tier, because it's beautiful. I love it. It's not above Carver, Simon, or Death in Bloom, because you can't beat those two really. but it's definitely up there. Now, I hope you like this little detour from our usual stuff, because I sort of just needed to put a video out. I'll probably put another short out later, depending on how this day goes, because I've got a busy day ahead of me. But I hope you enjoyed this little detour. And I hope I can edit it alright, because fuck, hope I put so much bullshit in this. See you next time.